I am ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Wait, they're not going to talk about emotions and shit in this one, are they?
I don't know. We're going to find out. Woo! Alrighty. Woo! My eyes are actually watering.
Here we go, Monday.
Here we are, Monday, yes. Wow, that weekend flew by. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast Monday edition. I'm Mike, that is Jay. Timko is here. No Big E today, so no one to beat on for, no good reason, but he's got that comedy thing. Yeah. Hope he's doing well. I saw he made a post about it. That's good. At least he's sharing that he's going to be somewhere. So hopefully it goes well for him. He'll be back tomorrow. But dare I say a big show. We got a lot to do today. A lot going on in the world. We'll get into the Lions and Tigers and Sparty and Wolverines a little bit. We won't go crazy with it, but just we'll touch on some of that stuff. Also, 5-year-old cokehead Ferguson, the beheading that happened since we were last on, ISIS and all that. But we should probably update people on what's going on with Kickstarter and stuff because we kind of tweaked some things. Not that we added more rewards. I mean, we did a week ago.
I think people think we're there, like we're done with it or something.
Does your mic sound weird?
Yeah, it does.
Is it? Oh, turn it.
Feels very...
There you are. Hey,
everybody.
Welcome to the show, Jay. There you are.
How'd you do to my mic, man?
I didn't touch it, I swear. Izzy might have. I think it's the top one.
Yeah, I think people think we might be done, like we're happy with 20. Like we're that's where we need to be.
Yeah, and I don't know how much discussion we've gotten into that and told people. Like when we set it at 20, we thought, okay, just in case we get like $3,000.
We won't be too embarrassed.
Yeah, we won't be too embarrassed, but we really wanted to go a lot higher, but we wanted to be safe. We've never done anything like this, and we know how much people will tell you that they'll support it, but you don't really know. It's easy to talk the talk, but walking the walk is a different thing. So,
and this isn't just us, by the way, going, hey, we got to 20, we got some more days. Let's just push people to give more because we're greedy fuckers. I mean, we really, really do have needs here.
Yeah.
And this can really help us out and really, really get us going forward and do it the right way.
Right.
You know, and again, when we set our new second goal here, we're doing so without taking any of that for ourselves. So whatever is given above the 20 toward our new goal of 40, and that is our new goal, by the way, none of that is going to go in our pockets. It's all going to go into the company and make sure that it's going forward and it's going to be here to stay and we're rolling real good. And that's going to include some equipment upgrades, a couple new computers. Ease Porn has just slowed the shit out of these. I mean, they're just...
It's crashing
to a screeching halt, you know? You try to move the mouse, and it's like, it's got to think about it. It's just tired. That mouse is tired.
It's exhausted. Even the wireless one, the corded one, it sucks.
So 2 new computers. The phone system we've talked about has become a little bit more expensive than we first anticipated, but it's going to be great.
It'll be, the problem was, first off, we thought we'd have it by now. It's been on back order, the one we ordered, which was a cheaper version, and it's really hard to get. You can't get it in stores, and most of these kind of products you can't because they're not just for the general public. We'll do another one when Randy gets here. But they're not something that the general public would buy, so they're not something you're going to find in many stores. But what we started to hear was, oh yeah, about 50% of them you'll get a double, like an Echo. And it was like, wait a minute. No. We will be in the 50% that gets the Echo, so why don't we scrap that one, go with a much better one.
Yeah, so it'll just be flawless, and we can just introduce that to the show, and it's going to
start taking calls.
A whole new dynamic.
Totally. Yep.
So we're excited about that. So we've got the new computers, the phone system, just some server system upgrades that'll help us because we anticipate a ton of new traffic as we advertise and promote the show. We want to make sure there's no problems there.
Which we've run into before. When we first launched, they thought, oh, you guys don't need your own server. Mm-hmm. And we found out day one that, shit, yeah, we needed our own server because you guys crashed it by 6 a.m. By 6 a.m. the first post day, so many people hit our shared server that it crashed it. People weren't able to get the show, so we had to go and spend more money, get our own server, and what we're going to run into soon, and Timco could elaborate. I mean, we don't need to get all nerdy, but that we're going to run out of space soon because every episode is an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we're 180 shows in or something. 188.
188. This
So
one is.
those have to be stored somewhere. So at some point, we're going to have to get our own in-house storage facilities for these.
Big closet full of shit over there
Yeah.
with a big fan on it. Yeah, we've all seen those.
Dude, my goal is to knock this wall out, put a glass studio in here, and have like the phone banks in there, servers in there, and make this a full functioning radio studio where we got people screening calls, like full on,
Nice.
like for real. But it's just going to take more money to do it. And like you said, I think it's important to stress that nobody's taking a dime out of this.
Yeah, we're
Personally.
still gonna put everything back in, and we're just gonna build this thing. And so including that's sort of the equipment upgrades we're gonna do. We're also gonna add to that advertising budget, make sure we can have consistent advertising going forward. Everybody knows if you don't have something consistent and
You'll fade
just
out.
constant, it fades out. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna we have some insurance costs, sort of some administrative support type costs that are big and growing. And then also the final thing is the roof. We got to get this roof checked out because we have had some major leaks, and it's really risking
The whole operation.
as well.
There's
as just,
skylights right above us is the
Yeah.
problem, and they're probably 20 years old. And the warranty, I swear to God, when I looked at it, and it was like I found like the warranty papers on them. They're guaranteed flawless for 20 years. It was like 20 years and 1 month before I saw the first leak. I swear to God, it was like 20 years in February, and it was like March. And I was like, God damn it! Are you serious? Really? 20 years and 1 month, and God damn it! Yeah, so
that's where we are, and we're going for 40, and we know you guys can do it.
and the other incentive is, as you've mentioned before, is that recent 24,388?
When we get to 25, it's
Yeah.
an important threshold.
Huge.
Because
you can explain
we
it.
have a really generous donor who said if we can get to 25, for every dollar above that up to 3,000, they'll double. So essentially, the money between 25 and 28, anything you give us is being doubled.
So
so
we'll,
think of
so we'll
that
get to
as-
31 right away.
Yeah, as long as people can keep us going to 28.
Yeah.
We've got to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
just so huge.
Yeah. It would be a shame to lose out on that money.
Yeah.
Because it's free money essentially, which will go a long way. And when you think about it, 40 grand sounds like a lot of money. It's just not that much money. I mean, when you think about salaries, you think about how many people are here putting this on every day. It's just not that much money. If we were to take every penny of it and split it, you're talking about 10 grand each for the year.
Right.
Big time jobs. We could go to McDonald's and make 3 times that. And we're-
Hopefully we could go there and make $15 an hour soon if everything
Yeah.
goes right for them, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we got to support our smelling salt habit. That's
right.
developing too.
Which is only increasing.
Absolutely. $37 I paid for a 10-pack. $37, folks.
We've had a few orders on that. And by the way, we had our first order for a remote show, and it's not showing up on Kickstarter because what happened was a guy bought the in-studio, and then he upped it when he saw us post the new one. So people won't
I
see
hope
that on the
he's
website.
local in some fashion.
He is. I think he's Milford. He's near E.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, we're going
we're
out
going
there.
to his house?
We're going out there.
We're gonna have Timco lug all our shit out there. You said you would, fucker.
And that's Ed. Ed's doing that. So thank you, Ed.
Awesome. Hopefully Ed's got a nice pad that we can crash and hang out, and hopefully he'll have a nice party, and we'll have some fans there.
Sounds like he will.
You know what sucks is if you do that and you invite a bunch of people who've never heard the show, then it could be awkward. So hopefully
Yeah,
he's
Ed,
got
you
some
might want to
people-
introduce him before. Yeah.
I did that once. I had a show here with a national act, played in my backyard, and half the people that were here weren't familiar with him. And it was like half the people were really into it. Some people came from around the country just to this show. Like the
Your
band was
backyard.
asking me, like, hey, this band really wants to come.
Yeah.
Do you mind? Because it was on their tour schedule, like this house in Franklin.
No way.
I swear to God, yeah. I have pictures of it. It's funny. And we filmed the whole thing. I did like a 2-3 camera shoot here and DVDs and the whole works. But it's amazing how many people it takes to fill up a backyard.
Yeah.
You were here, Timco.
Yeah.
You remember. And it looks small and intimate. I probably should have brought it indoors. And it was a lot of fun. But
Yeah, people had a great time at it. It was a lot of fun.
yeah, it was. But it was it's not as easy as it sounds. Like just lug all your shit over and then hopefully Ed's got some friends who are familiar with the show and.
But regardless, we're lugging our shit over. And we're doing
absolutely.
Because he wants us to. So we're doing it.
And he's paying for it.
Yes.
Go!
Whoa, here we go. Oh, shit.
Yeah, first half is...
Woo! Happy Monday, everybody.
Woo! I love the way Big E does it. Have you ever watched Big E?
He falls out of his chair.
I know. He goes, falls forward.
Do you guys need to mention any...
Randy! How you doing, buddy?
Do you need to mention any disclaimers because Eric is going to be on Ed's property? So do we need to not take responsibility for anything Eric says, does?
Yeah, I'll write something up.
Disclaimer for us. How are you, Randy? Good. You know Izzy, obviously.
Randy is here to help us out, and it's good that Randy got here because I'm going to mention
timing.
this. He's going to do a new Kickstarter video for us.
Yeah, so we don't.
Not that our other one wasn't badass. It's funny because Randy watched our first one and said he immediately texted him like, "Hey, do you want me to come over and you can redo that? Yeah, fix it. Get you out of this mess."
I could put some graphics on it and no time really help you guys out. It was like
that's right, Mike.
Oh shit.
That line will remain. I'm just warning you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right, Mike.
So yeah, someone, Randy, and people have seen our pictures. They love our pictures. Randy does amazing work, and so it's nice to have someone here with a concept of lighting and camera angles and the basics. So as we do the show, he'll be doing his thing probably in the background there. But thanks for coming, buddy. And if you want some smelling salts, we got some. If you like to try them, they won't hurt you. We've asked doctors. But as I said, we do have a big show, so why don't we get into it? Should we start with ISIS? And a scary development over the weekend with what they're claiming is, well, we don't know that it's ISIS or, related. The beheading in Oklahoma.
It may not be directly linked. It may not be like an ISIS member who did that, an ISIS trained guy, but there's no question the dude was inspired, right?
Of course.
He's watching them going, yeah, I'm going to be part of that,
When was the last time we had a beheading in this country? For real. I mean, you don't hear about beheadings in America. And, yeah, can you just imagine that, being a 43-year-old woman at work and some nut job walks in and cuts her head off? What? Serious? And then just starts stabbing someone else? The CEO comes out with a shotgun like a part-time deputy and shoots the guy?
Man.
Hell yeah, good for him. Saved this girl's life, this other woman's life. Not the beheaded one, of course. She didn't quite make it, but
we know for 20 seconds after her, she was able to think and move, right?
I don't know. Did we
determine?
determine?
E was claiming that. Wasn't E claiming that?
I don't know if it was 20 seconds. Maybe with the snakes, but
I thought he was talking about guillotine days and all that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
he's not here to defend himself, so.
The guy that was shot, he was shot by the CEO and part-time deputy.
Apparently not good enough, though.
Yes. And he's the guy that beheaded them. He's regained consciousness in the hospital, and he's been interviewed by police detectives on Saturday. Elton Nolan is his name. He remains hospitalized. He's in stable condition. Everyone will be glad to know.
Yeah.
It's going to pull through. In stable condition after Thursday's attack at the Vaughn Foods plant in Oklahoma City. It's a suburb of Moore, whatever. Nolan will be charged Monday with first-degree murder, assault and battery with a deadly weapon. He may also face federal charges. What is the difference? If you're up for first-degree murder, you're going away for life without parole. So what do the federal charges mean?
Death.
Oh, okay. That. Okay, is that all? That was a really stupid. That was an Eric question. What's the difference? What does it mean? So anyway, now the people immediately were going, okay, is he some sort of Muslim? And of course, he's got ties. He's the Oklahoma City Islamic group said Saturday that Nolan was a frequent worshiper at a mosque. The group maintains that he remembers the suspect as a little weird. It's more than a little weird. He was a nice, quiet, low-key guy, said Syed Mohammed. He acted a little odd, though he added that his behavior never raised any red flags. Well, what's your definition of odd, then, if it didn't raise any red flags? I would think any sketchy behavior in a mosque would be raising red flags right about now. Just my opinion, but what do I know? I guess this dude began worshiping in May. So, dude, that's not that long ago.
Pretty new, wants to prove himself.
Is that it? He was fired right before the attack. Then he drove from the building that houses the company's human resources departments to its main distribution center. Once inside, he attacked 54-year-old Colleen Hufford with a knife in the center's administrative office area eventually severed her head, then repeatedly stabbed 43-year-old Tracy Johnson before Mark Vaughn, who was the reserve sheriff's deputy and company's COO, shot him. He was treated for injuries where he was released, where she was, and released Saturday. Izzy! God damn it! Come lay down, Izzy.
See, at the very least, this is what worries me, right? We know ISIS is planning something organized, something probably in New York, something, big.
Yeah.
And that is obviously a concern. But these other deals, at the very least, we're going to have to deal with these mentally ill wannabe sort of guys.
Yes, right? Totally.
Who want to prove themselves as worthy to ISIS or prove themselves as part of the cause or up to the challenge. And so we're going to have to put up with a smattering of these assholes, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Doing, the utmost of gross, beheading, and the whole
What's
nine.
with the beheading thing?
Because it's so fucking gross.
I know it is. It's just brutal. I just don't get it. But maybe that's the whole point, is just the shock of it all.
Absolutely. Like we talked about before, it's going to get to the point where we're not going to be as shocked about it, and they're going to have to start putting dicks down our throats.
Yeah.
They will. They'll have to do both.
Do they go in your butt first and then in your mouth? That's what we thought. I mean, what would be more degrading than that?
I can't.
Your own dick in your ass and then in your mouth. God, that would suck.
Yes.
I'd rather just be beheaded. I'll take the beheading alone. Maybe that's the threat that makes them not react. You know how we're always wondering, like, why don't these guys fight back at all? Maybe that's like, if you make a move,
it's the dick in your ass.
Dick off, in your ass, then your mouth. Your choice. And then we'll take your head off with your dick in it. Oh, man, yeah, that sucks. Mohammed, the guy at this mosque, said Nolan attended services where sermons were delivered condemning such acts, the beheadings. In no way, shape, or form did he represent Islam in this foolish act. In a statement, FBI special agent in charge said the motive for the attack had not been determined, but that there is no reason to believe there was a threat to anyone else. Okay. He served time in prison before probation for assault and battery of a police officer, also convicted of a cocaine possession with intent to distribute. He does have religious tattoos on his arm, by the way, one of Jesus and one of that means peace be with you. Seems fitting, right?
Oh.
But the scary part is we've had these attacks going on where we're hitting in Syria and Iraq, and they're really going after these oil rigs, trying to cut off the money supply, where they estimate these guys are making $2 to $3 million a day in black market sales. And so they're hitting all these spots, but and we've got these 5 other Arab nations that are fighting alongside the U.S., which is really a big deal.
Yeah, you see the chick from the United Arab Emirates who was the fighter pilot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she led a squadron, I guess.
US.
No,
okay, all right.
Yeah, she led a squadron. I think that was one of the first ones in to bomb those assholes. So,
wow, good for her.
Yeah, pretty ironic. You have a chick who's probably thought of as filth in that religion.
Yeah, her I know, like, her dad for sure. I think other people said they disowned her.
Wow.
Because of her
Seriously?
Going and doing this. If I remember, I saw a side story about that.
What? Can you imagine disowning your own daughter? These families that'll stone their kid to death because she married some guy who wasn't of the religion.
Yeah, at least she's only been disowned. Could be a lot worse.
True. The campaign against the oil facilities is expected to be long and slow, as most of the refineries held by the ISIS group are small and scattered across the territory.
Surely they're identifiable, though. Just go bomb them.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be
long and slow.
I don't understand that either.
Can't find those oil refineries.
It doesn't make sense. You would know which ones they own and run. A spokesman for the Nusra Front warned that jihadists around the world would strike back against the coalition. This will have a response, and this is what we worry about, is the response. This guy uploaded a video to social media, of course.
But you know what? We don't worry about the response so much as we worried about them attacking anyway. So it's not like, oh, God, let's not attack because we're worried about it. We're just worried about those fuckers doing something over here.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's keep hitting them. And if they respond, hey, it was coming anyway.
Well, they say that these countries undertook an ugly act that will place them on the list of targets for jihadi forces all over the world. Great. Syrian rebels, on the other hand, have expressed anger at the coalition airstrikes, both because they have targeted the Nusra Front, which they see as an ally, and because they are not hitting forces loyal to Assad, which are best placed to benefit from any rolling back of the ISIS group. This is the problem with these moderate rebels. Like, how do you ever know who's on your team?
Yeah, you don't. You do today, you don't tomorrow.
Yeah. And there's
And
really
that's why
no one
we
in
can't
charge.
be dependent on foreign oil anymore.
Yeah.
We just gotta. Obviously,
Isn't that the end game?
Well, yes, but we've obviously got to be concerned about the threat that they cause, over here and all that. But I think a lot of that is alleviated if we get the hell out of there. We take care of our own oil or own resources, whatever way we do that, and we're not in that region doing that and relying on these different fucking factions to support us or to.
Which we don't have any clue about,
We
to be
don't.
honest. I mean, we're talking on our ass every time we talk about this, as if we know what it's really like over there. I can't imagine being displaced, like bombing going off your whole life. That's all you know, is bombings going off, and what did they say, 190,000 people displaced?
On their way to Turkey, right?
Yeah. And it's just such a weird existence and impossible to fathom from us born in this country here that just like don't understand. I don't know. It just seems crazy to me, the problems we have and bitch about.
Again, man, we're blessed, man. God bless America. God bless Canada, too, our neighbors to the north.
Gotta love them.
Wanted to add that.
Yeah. Is that part of this article? Or is that on the chick there?
No, it's
Why Islam beheads and binds people.
Alrighty.
2 passages in the Quran enjoin decapitating opponents of Islam. Muhammad says, when you encounter the unbelievers on the battlefield, strike off their heads until you have crushed them completely. Then
on the battlefield.
Then bind the surviving prisoners tightly. I will cast dread into the hearts of the unbelievers. Strike off their heads then, and strike off all of their fingertips.
Ugh. Gross. Why the fingertips? What's wrong with the fingertips? But see, that's on the battlefield. That says that if you're fighting, you and I are fighting on the battlefield, I have every right to take your head off.
Right.
Jay, that's just the way it is. You're losing your head and your fingertips. But if you're just a guy there shooting, filming this thing like it's a movie, I shouldn't be able to take your head off. Or your fingertips.
Agreed.
I should leave all alone.
Agreed.
And
That's a strange interpretation. And this is strange that... It's really, really weird that we've got a hero cam in our face right now.
No, we can't take his head off. He's not here to fight us, though. We can't take Randy's head off.
Trying to concentrate, man.
That's where he gets the best
That's
shots.
right. I know.
I love those.
You're good.
overheads.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I love it. Speaking of white people problems, we talk about or American problems. This air travel that hit Chicago, O'Hare.
Oh my God! Did that throw a wrench in shit?
Yeah.
It was Friday, right?
Yes, and Saturday.
And you looked at the map and you just saw all the planes that were affected just scattered all over the country. It's amazing what a hub like that does.
Yeah, and how many people at services that were not able to go there. I guess it's the slowly began to recover on Saturday after an alleged act of employee sabotage at a large regional air traffic control center brought Chicago's 2 international airports to a screeching halt. More than 2,000 flights in and out of O'Hare and Midway had been canceled, sending waves of disruption across the country. You can imagine Chicago is, the 3rd biggest city in the country after
so.
LA and New York?
Yeah.
I mean, authorities say a contract employee started a fire Friday morning in the basement telecommunications room of a control center in the Chicago suburb of Aurora and then attempted to commit suicide by slashing his own throat. Brian Howard is his name, 36 years old, charged with destruction of an aircraft or aircraft facilities, a felony. The FBI said he remains hospitalized. Let's see, they had cancellations that stood for at more than 780. Southwest Airlines, which is the dominant carrier at Midway, had hoped to resume a full flight schedule on Saturday. Lines were made long. Many travelers stranded overnight, slept on cots provided by the airport.
Think about how one dude just affected thousands of people.
And is there anything worse than a disruption in a flight?
Oh my God.
Anything. Like, that's the biggest pain in the ass.
People trying to get home for weekends or to get to someplace for a weekend.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Vacation destinations, like.
Because of this one asshole.
One asshole. And that's why the FBI is involved, going, how does this happen where one lone shithead can cause this much havoc?
Yeah.
How does that happen? He entered the building around 5 a.m. on Friday. About 30 minutes later, posted a suicide note on Facebook. Ugh. Something so bad about that. On Facebook. Ugh. I'm out. This awful world. I'm done.
What did he say?
What did he say? And this is why I'm about to take out Zao, Z-A-W, or Z-A-U, and my life. Zao is the three-letter designation, kind of like,
DTW.
DTW, exactly. Thank you. It's the designation for the Aurora facility. I'm about to take out Zao and my life. Minutes later, someone at the facility called 911 to report a fire. A relative who saw the Facebook post also alerted authorities. Paramedics followed a trail of blood past a gas can, 2 knives, and a lighter, and found the suspect slashing his throat. He also had cuts to his arm. One of the paramedics pulled a knife from his hands as the suspect called out, "Leave me alone! Just leave me alone!"
Howard,
he worked there for 8 years. Here's the problem, though. And this
we haven't gotten to the problem yet?
No. Well, you wonder, why would a guy do that? He's living in this Chicago. Things are going well.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
What is his problem?
Well, now we know what his problem is. And they had just informed him that he was recently told that he was being transferred. And that didn't sit with well with him.
Siberia or something?
Yeah, no, Hawaii.
God damn it!
Hawaii! Think again! I'll kill them all!
What an asshole.
Who gets transferred to Hawaii and decides, I'm taking myself out and as many people as I can take with me?
God.
Really, dude? You're getting transferred to Hawaii? That's the bad news?
Try paradise for a week. See what you think. I don't know.
I can't handle the not having cold and rain. Who does that? He could be sentenced to 20 years in prison for that.
Coconuts and grass skirts? Come on. Ugh.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
What an absolute asshole.
Psycho.
And it always strikes me, and I've said it before, like traffic problems where you'll get up to, you're sitting there Friday, just want to go home, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting there for like 40 minutes waiting in this crap-ass traffic. You get up and it's just this little fender bender. Some dude rear-ended another guy and fucked everybody's life up.
I don't understand that. The ones that piss me off even more, if you're going down, I don't know, if you're going from 75 to 696, and all of a sudden there's just a standstill.
Oh, and there's nothing? And then you get past it and there's nothing.
And then you get past it, there's nothing. You just get around the corner and it's like...
It was just a corner.
Yeah, just a corner.
Some sunshine or something.
Wow. Here's what I've never understood about traffic jams. Like, if you're at a light and there's 100 cars and 3 of them get through the light and it's like, God damn it! What if everybody just floored it as soon as it turned green? As soon as it turns green, everybody just step on the gas. As long as the guy in front of you hits the gas and you hit the gas, you'll both go at the same time. Like, why do we have this backup? I've never understood that. Like, it's green, go!
Right.
It's green, go!
Oh, God.
Doesn't that make
Fucking
sense?
brutal.
What am I missing in the physics here that doesn't make this possible?
Here's another thing while we're thinking of it. When, forget it. No, I'm not even going to go into it.
Why? Is it science?
Yeah, it's just stupid. It's stupid. No, but I agree, man. The fucking flooring it and just getting through. Why doesn't that happen more?
Why wouldn't that work? Does it just take one asshole to like texting someone that screws up the whole possibility of it?
Yeah, everybody needs to work together, and none of us can work together.
But we had traffic jams before phones and all that crap and all the sideshow stuff we deal with now in cars.
All right, I do have to raise this. It's when 2 people get in an accident and they leave their car like in the middle lane as if the cops are going to get there and like cordon it off with crime scene tape or something.
Right.
Get your fucking car off the road. Get it off the road. You have like a broken headlight and a bent bumper. Get the fuck off the road.
Get as far off the road as possible.
Don't get out and stand there and look at it and act like the cops are going to come and take prints.
Yeah.
Because they're not.
They're not, ever. That's a good point. But I still would love an answer on why my floor it thing won't work. I do. It bothers me. I'm like, God.
Everybody now.
And go. See Ferguson back in the news?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes, I know. A cop was shot over the weekend. No links to protests, though, of course. Did you know protests are still going on there? I know.
Do you have a date on the unarmed teens shooting, killing?
August 9th.
Wow, man.
So
we're going on 2
months.
Yeah, almost 2.
Authorities were searching Sunday for a couple men suspected in shooting and wounding a police officer in Ferguson, although there were 2 separate protests about the shooting of Michael Brown happening around the time the cop was shot. They said they didn't think it was related in any way to the attack on the cop. The men fled when the officer approached them around 9 p.m. because the community center they were standing outside of was closed. So the cop comes up, gives chase, and this guy just turns around and fucking fires, shoots the cop in the arm. He returns fire, doesn't think he hit him, and they got away. Around midnight Saturday, 24 officers stood near a group of about 100 protesters who mingled on the street, occasionally shouting "No justice, no peace." They had helicopters going, the whole works there. Did you see that the cops were wearing bracelets that were like black bracelets, white lettering that just said "I am Darren Wilson." Cops were
really?
They've asked them to take them off. You know, citizens in the area are pissed about it. Federal authorities were kind of like, guys, remove them. And they're like, but in a weird way, I kind of understand, like, that's a fraternity in a sense. Cops are, right? And for those guys, what my problem was right out of the gate with that story was the way the cops God damn it!
Yeah, the chief, the top guys just sold him out.
Sold him out.
Oh, we're so sorry for what he did. You know?
And it was like, well, we don't know yet what really happened. Jay, could you kill that son of a bitch? Some asshole flying around in here being a dick.
I'll get it.
But yeah, we didn't know yet. And when you're going out and reacting to the media pressure, because that's all it is. You've got CNN cameras there, MSNBC cameras. Everybody's there looking for an interview. They'll talk to anybody who will talk to them. And you're putting anybody on camera who will go on camera. The dumber they sound, the better. Put them first on their breaking news. The dumber you sound, the better. The more illiterate you sound, the better. They're not really helping the situation. They're just adding more fuel to this fire, this bonfire. So when you start selling the cop out like he's a guilty man right out of the gate, I think that sends a very scary, bad message to the rest of your force. Like, dude, really? You're just gonna assume I'm guilty of murder day one and sell me out and sort of that
was tough.
That's really tough.
And it set the narrative. You know?
I understand why cops would be going, hey man, I could be Darren Wilson.
It could have been any one of them, right?
Yeah, and just because it got this uproar and all of a sudden the media assholes come zooming in, immediately fly in, it causes the riots it causes. And the looting, which is all they want to cover. They want as much. It dies down, you notice the cameras are gone. Nobody cares anymore about the protesters. They never cared about the peaceful protesters. Not for a minute did they care about the peaceful protesters. That's the way the media works. And I think this is a scary thing, too. And I don't know what his motive is. You were asking, like, what's with the timing of this? Chief Tom Jackson coming out and doing this on-camera apology, like in a polo shirt, not wearing his cop uniform to look all serious. Like, I'm one of you, one of the people. And makes this apology kind of, sort of. But if you look at the apology, it wasn't really an apology.
Is he an elected official? And does he have an election coming up in November?
I don't think so, but I can't say for sure. He has said he's not going to resign. He's not going to quit and back down. But, of course, they're all calling for his job, you know, the Brown family and whatever.
The Browns didn't like his apology, did they?
Of course not. Which, does that shock you?
Parents of the unarmed teen?
The unarmed teen, yes. They want him fired. They want and they're not, and that's the problem with issuing an apology. Unless you're really sorry about something, unless you're going to go out and say, hey, we've looked at the case and Darren Wilson was way in the wrong and your son should be alive. But if you're just going to apologize for, well, we left the body on the scene too long without putting a drape over it. Well, I'm sorry your son's dead. That's like going, I'm sorry you're upset.
Exactly.
I cheated on you, and I'm sorry you're upset about it. Like, you're not apologizing for the right thing.
It's just weird. I don't get the timing of it. It's just it's bizarre to me.
Well, it seemed to me like, boy, isn't that convenient? While the ISIS shit is dominating the news, you know this is going to be a blip in the radar. It's just not going to be that big of a story. Where if it's not a breaking news day, this would be front page.
Yeah.
This is a big enough story to carry headlines as long as there's not real shit going on in the world. As soon as there's other stuff, they're like, okay, good luck with that. See ya.
True. And I think that there was some unrest at the local government meetings. You know, there's some local government stuff where people were getting unruly and all that. So that might have been sort of a response to that. But again, strange timing.
And it sucks because I don't know if Darren Wilson is guilty of murder. I don't know that. I'm just not ready to just instantly point the finger at a cop. That's my whole problem. Now, when we saw the video last week of the cop shooting the unarmed black guy.
In South Carolina,
yeah, it was like, dude, Are you kidding me? Really? You deserve to be fired and thrown in jail. That looked like murder, unless there's something we don't know about that story. Unless there's
not
more,
murder because he just shot him in the head. But yeah, it's absolute overreaction.
Totally. And I find it very hard to believe, and I could be wrong, and I think this set you off in a different direction. Like, dude, where are you going with that? Because I felt like if that was Jay pulling up at a BMW, no way does that get the reaction of a cop like that.
I disagree.
You think he would have shot you?
If I made that quick move, possibly. I'm not ready to say that race had any part of that.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be blind to say that there's no possibility of race issue ever.
I don't want to get into this again then, but it brings you right back to Ferguson, and it brings you back to why are you so staunchly defending the officer?
Because of the facts that I've seen of the case.
Okay, I know.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. If we didn't know anything except this guy had his hands up and was shot 6 times by a cop, I'd be going, fuck, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but
that's not the
if
facts
you're so ready to assume that, a cop could definitely harbor racial animus, I mean, I guess you have to do that in the Ferguson thing too.
And I would if the facts pointed to that. If the facts said he had his hands up when he was shot, they don't. They did 3 autopsies. He did not have his hands up when he was shot. That's just not the pattern of the bullets.
Okay.
He didn't have his back turned. Those were the witness accounts we got out of the gate.
We've got those contractors that, to me, that's a big deal. I want to see what becomes of those guys. And we played that tape a couple weeks ago, and again, it's the 2 guys standing there off to the side, and the camera's trained right on them, basically in their own way, saying, "What dude do?" But they're holding up their arms, going, "Yeah, his hand. What's up? He's got his hands up.
What dude do?
What dude do?" Right.
I would counter if you're a cop. God, it's one of those days I wish the phones were up because I know cops listen, and I would love to take calls from cops.
And you would tell them that they typically defer to based on race?
Right, yeah. How many black guys have you shot, officer? Be honest. No, I just think I'm not blind to think that there's absolutely no chance race is ever an issue in something. I don't think every black person in America is making it up that driving while black is an offense, walking while black is an offense. I'm not willing to say that. That's my only point. But I want facts to back it up. And I'm going to look at the facts of the Ferguson case and go, no, something doesn't add up here.
At least what we know.
At least what we know. And if there's more to it, great. I'll be the first one to go, Darren Wilson should sit in jail for 40 years.
Yeah.
Fine. He murdered that kid. Fine. I have no problem with that. But until I see something that says that for sure, I'm not willing.
Yeah, you're not willing to
hang the guy.
Right.
Because of public opinion.
Right. They don't know any more than you do, you know? No. And they're working on the same facts, and they're marching up and down the street calling for the guy's lynching, you know?
And everything we hear from, whether it's attorney Benjamin Crump or the family. Now, you've got a family that's absolutely devastated. They've lost a son. I don't, I'm sure all of our families would react the same way, but it's hard to take what they say as in, we just want justice and peace, when, no, you don't. Justice to you is revenge. What you want is revenge. You want something.
I'm willing to assume, though, that their standpoint is they've been fed lines, from that side of things, so from the beginning. Mm-hmm. In their ear has been Crump and others just saying, this is wrong, this is unjust, and you hear that over and over and over. You have national attention on your unarmed teen being gunned down.
Yeah. And
I can't blame them for buying into that.
Yeah, I can't either. But it's still troubling, that they're just coming out and going, an apology would be Darren Wilson in handcuffs and tried for murder. And to me, it's like,
well, that's been put in their ear the whole time. You know, put yourself in that situation if that's your kid, and then you've got the national media, you've got the DOJ coming down, everybody feeding this fire and telling you that it was wrong, telling you it was unjust. You'd totally believe it.
His mom, McSpadden, I don't want words, I want action. There's going to continue to be unrest. There's going to continue to be unrest until they do what should be done.
I don't want words, I want action. I heard that recently.
All of our eyes see the same thing, that it was wrong, an injustice. Why wouldn't they come back with an indictment?
See.
Here's the problem, Mrs. McSpadden. They're not coming back with an indictment. They're not. I promise you. I've bet the show on it. They're not coming back with an indictment on this cop. I'm telling you. Too many young men of color feel targeted by law enforcement, guilty of walking while black, driving while black, judged by stereotypes that fuel fear, resentment, and hopelessness. Oh, that goes both ways, but whatever. Okay, that's fair.
They're acting as lobbyists do. They're arguing their position. They're making sure the narrative is still in their favor. And the more they put it out there, you know, members of the grand jury, even though they're not supposed to listen, they'll hear that being fed, and they'll wonder, even subliminally, you know, is this right not to indict this guy, you know? And so the more they put out, the more they incite. They're either going to get an indictment, or they're going to let everybody know the community is going to have a hell of a time on their hands if they don't, you know?
Could a grand jury be influenced by public opinion?
Again, they're humans. They're told not to pay attention, but you know how that works.
Yeah.
You're going to cut yourself off from everything, go into the bubble, you know, the proverbial bubble from the news.
So they're not in a bubble, a grand jury, in your opinion? I don't know.
No, they probably are instructed, you know, certainly
for
to
sure.
be in a bubble.
Absolutely.
But no, they're not sitting in a hotel.
Really? Huh. Okay. I mentioned the bracelets, the black bracelets that these cops were wearing. Brown's mom said, "It lets me know how they really feel about the situation and the wrongness that they do. They say this is America, but we're not being treated like Americans. Our fight here is to just open the eyes and understand how we're feeling and try to get something done about it."
See, they have an inability to even see the other side.
Right.
You know, they've been fed this line since day one. They can't even understand why a cop would want to support his brother and say that, you know what, there's another side to this, and we understand the facts to be the direct opposite. They can't even understand that.
Yeah, that's the part that's hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's tough for everybody. And here's the crux of it too. His mom adds, "We lost our son. He's gone, and unfortunately from the hands of a police officer. But before he put it on, he's another person like you and I. But he put it on. I'm assuming she means the badge and uniform. But he put it on and didn't do his job properly." So yeah, you're right. McSpen said her son was taught how to respect his elders, like when he strong arm robbed the grocery store down the street. Okay. Mike may have had that conversation with him as a man, but I taught my son respect for policemen, for you, for this woman, for anybody. So if he felt like he was doing nothing wrong, which I don't believe he was, why would he be in fear of him? You're not supposed to fear the police. I don't know that makes much sense.
I didn't follow that last part.
I didn't either. I was reading it and I didn't follow.
Who he is.
Yes.
I think we had two he's. One referring to the officer and one referring to the unarmed team.
I completely agree. Why don't we try that from the top?
Let's do it again.
Okay. Mike, okay. So I'm assuming by Mike, she means senior. Talking to her son about how to react to the police. Okay. As in, you comply, you do this, or you might get murdered in broad daylight, executed. Because all black men tell their kids this, because that's just what cops do. They run around murdering people. So Mike may have had that conversation with him as a man, but I taught my son respect for a policeman, for you, for this woman, for anybody, comma. So if he felt like he was doing nothing wrong...
Hold on. If he felt like if the cop,
Junior.
If he felt like Big Mike was doing nothing wrong.
If he felt like he was doing nothing wrong, which I don't believe he was... Wait a minute.
We need to diagram this sentence.
Yes, this sentence does need diagram. Yes, we do need to diagram it. So if he felt like he was doing nothing wrong, which I don't believe he was, she wouldn't say that about her son, because she thinks he was an innocent angel, which I don't believe he was. Why would he be in fear of him? You're not supposed to fear the police. Tell me where I'm wrong. It's the last sentence.
She's saying if...
Fuck. Is she talking about the cop? If he didn't believe he was doing wrong?
Yeah.
What am I missing here? I hate when I do this. It's about the kid?
It's the last sentence? I don't see it.
It's the last paragraph there.
So if he felt like he was doing nothing wrong, which I don't believe he was, she doesn't believe her son was doing anything wrong, Big Mike.
Okay.
So if the cop, he felt like Big Mike wasn't doing anything wrong, which I don't believe Big Mike was, why would the cop be in fear of him, Big Mike? Oh my God, she 6 different times went back and forth, he, him.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an awful sentence.
How did you pull that apart and make sense of that? Did that make sense to you? God, barely.
Don't blame yourself, Mike. It was a bad sentence.
That was a really bad sentence. What was it? Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Do you blame the cops for wearing do you think it's in bad taste to wear the bracelets? In solidarity? I mean, that's like a fraternity type of thing. That's like military guys. I think cops are kind of the same way.
No, I don't. No. I think they've heard the story from his side, and looking at what his side of the story is, if they believe him and they know him personally,
yeah,
I don't have a problem with them supporting him.
I always come back to 6 years exemplary service, no issues, no complaints, and we saw the kid fucking strong arm rob a store. But I know there's another side to it, so and we're not going to solve it today. Dude, but I don't see an indictment coming. I'm sorry if people think that there is. Okay, but I don't see it happening unless it was purely out of public reaction to the knowing that there's going to be more unrest. Why don't we?
I'm so interested in those contractors' reaction. I mean, I want to know what that's all about.
Well, we could dissect it forever, but I think if you shoot, that's what I wanted to ask you. Is there a point of no return? If you start shooting someone, say the 4 shots in the arm, and as he's falling forward, he's going, okay, and at that point you're 4 in, and you're talking about 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, it's over. Like, is there a point of no return where a cop is just pulling bullets off, and you raise your hands up as the last shot is fired and it hits you in the top of the head? Is he surrendering, or is it too late at that point?
Right. In hindsight, there probably is, but when it's happening, as you suggest, it's so quick. I mean. Yeah.
And I don't know the answer, but I would love to hear from a cop. But I would assume when they decide to take deadly force, it's over. It's over. You don't. That's what you do. You stop until the threat. You don't stop until the threat is taken care of.
Yeah, and that's the question: is the threat taken care of? Then when he, in your situation, your hypothetical, raises his arms and goes, "Okay, you know."
As he's falling forward.
Yeah, I guess you're supposed to make that, you know.
In an instant.
Yeah,
one time, adrenaline.
Yeah, you've got him bull rushing you, ready to kick your ass, and then the next moment
he's already punched you.
Yeah, you're supposed to stop and hold back. It's just a tremendously tough. No training could prepare you for something like that.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Tough spot. Do you think Jodi Arias should die?
I do. I didn't follow that closely, but it's pretty heinous, man. When you pull out a gun and
that trial?
I really didn't. I mean,
really?
I knew the basic facts and said, okay.
You were sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I was working my ass off at that point.
Were you?
So I wasn't able to follow the Jodi show. I know the Jodi show was going on.
Dude, it was spectacular.
And dude, put those down, Timko. I don't want to see that shit, man. You are so morbid.
I know he is.
Well, I mean, just as far as like helping make the decision. You know what I mean?
I don't need it, man. I don't need it. I know that there were several gunshots. I know there were several knife wounds.
Well, but again, the point is just to say. I mean, that's what they're going to be looking at to make their decision as well. So sorry.
It's brutal. Yeah.
That's all.
Well, when you were in law school.
Timko's not morbid. He's just immune to it. I think. You know, it's not like he gets off looking at it. He's just
he gets off running up and seeing a body like that. Like, what do I do to help? Let me stick my fingers in the holes and pull bullets out. Totally creepy and gross. But thank God for the Timkos of the world, because you and I aren't going to do it. We're going to go, gross, and run. The Jodi show. When you were in law school, was it the Juice?
Yeah.
Was the Juice, because you were watching the Juice trial.
I was watching the Juice big time.
Yeah, which was just
and I remember
comedy at its finest.
Yeah, it came out. The verdict came out when I was first year, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember everybody huddled around watching it.
Yeah.
Val Clark being like in the lobby of the law school asking for opinion, like we fucking had it, you know.
Like these new students.
Yeah, these first year students have anything to say about it.
That's hilarious. Well, the Jodi show was must-see TV as well, because she spilled her guts about everything. The nude photos of her, that we've all seen. That's much better. Okay. And then sexting they were doing, like all this shit was coming out, and so they reached the guilty. That was a no-brainer. She admitted to it. She said it, you know, and the prosecutors just said, "Listen, he was breaking up with her, and she was a jealous cunt, and she killed him." Stabbed him.
Lots of premeditation too, right? Lots of evidence of that.
Yeah. 30 times he was stabbed or something. Slit his throat. Shot him in the shower in the head. It was nasty. This is back in 2008, and so they found her guilty last year, but jurors couldn't agree on a sentence. While her murder conviction stands, prosecutors are putting on a second penalty phase with a new jury in another effort to secure the death. So they really want the death penalty. Does it matter if you're a girl? Or a boy?
Probably does.
I would think it'd be harder to put to death a woman.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be a lot harder for a jury to go, yeah, this semi-cute. I mean,
you're being very liberal.
Maybe, but she's not a gross slob where you go, kill her. Just be done with her, whatever.
True, she's avoided that.
Yes.
She's avoided the initial, just, oh, God, oh.
All it takes is one boner on the jury box to like throw the whole thing off.
Wait a second, wait.
I'd still fuck her. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she's perfect. We're human, but I'd fuck her. That's all I'm saying. She's kind of hot. Look at her tits, man. I mean, seriously. Why you want to kill that?
Now she's doing her own defense this time, right?
Yes. Which they say is a good idea.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of defense attorneys go,
because she'll just look hapless, and people will be like, "Oh, I
crazy.
feel bad for her."
Yeah.
She sounds crazy, and the prosecution is so strong and mighty on the other side. Let's put her away for life, but don't kill her.
Yeah.
That's the aim. That's the whole aim.
Which is insane to think about. You never hear a defense attorney go, "Yeah, good idea for my client to speak for himself. He doesn't need me."
Yeah.
They'll never say that, but in this case, they're going, "Yeah, probably the best defense she could do." Because she's gonna get so slaughtered that people will feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
And that's their end game, is that hopefully, anyway, they've got these jury consultant people who are these experts. Or like, it just takes one whack job on a jury to fuck the whole thing up. So.
And when does that get started? This week?
Yes, Monday.
So it's not gonna be televised, is it? I think they learned their lesson.
They're filming it.
Okay.
But they can't show any of the video till after the thing is done.
Gotcha.
So the jury questionnaire used to screen panelists will not be made public until after the jury is seated. They're largely going to be focused on the media. Did you follow the case? Did you watch TV coverage? Did you watch the trial every day? They're going to want to find out if this is someone who is a court watcher or someone who just happened to see it in the paper the next day. One key difference in the penalty phase, the second penalty phase, is there's no live TV coverage, as we said. What was the last thing? Yeah, well, that's about it.
How about some better news? How about the Tigers, man?
Yeah.
Winning the AL Central.
Yeah, I thought they were
Not
going to
having
give it
to go to
away.
that freaking playoff game. Oh,
Why are teams celebrating getting the wild card one playoff game? I mean, sort of I can see for Kansas City, who hasn't been there in 29 years.
Dude, that's remarkable, yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's like
really, it drives me crazy. Like, we said this Friday, I think, about the champagne celebrations and stuff.
That's what I mean.
Can we reserve it for,
Mhm.
I guess, the AL Championship, NL Championship, and the World Series go nuts?
Yeah.
But it's just
There's two opinions on this. One is it's a celebration of your season.
Okay, your
Whatever.
season's not done. Is that really where you want your season to end?
Yeah. Is that what you're going to celebrate?
And sort of limping to the end to win it by one game. I don't
For
know.
Kansas City, maybe you celebrate the first playoff in 30 years or 29 years. Fine. But for a team like the Giants, who are going to be in a wild card, they didn't win the division, lost to the Dodgers. But for them, so you're in a one-game playoff, you're celebrating with champagne in the field. You won the 2010 and 2012 World Series.
Right.
Like, what are you
Act like
celebrating?
you've been there, dude.
Act like you've been there.
Act like this is not good enough, to be in the wild card.
Imagine the Wings clinching a playoff spot after 25 straight years in the playoffs or whatever, and like skating around and high-fiving the crowd and popping champagne. It could be ridiculous. Crazy.
It's bullshit. So good for them, though. Good for the Tigers. It's sort of just kind of a relief feeling, rather than real excitement. It's just, okay.
Well, David
Thank
Price.
God this team made it. Now let's see what they can do. Hopefully they kind of turn over a new leaf and really catch fire and go.
Well, that's the hope.
Yeah.
I don't have much confidence.
I
I mean,
don't.
they really, for the first time, they really kind of limped in and backed into a playoff. And thank God Kansas City kind of limped
for the
and backed
first time.
in too.
Didn't they do that in 06 or when was it? When I feel like they've limped in several times. But a couple times not. A couple times they were really hot. They went
got
through,
hot at the right time.
and then they got too hot and they had to wait and they cooled off. Remember that was a big
Cardinals.
problem.
Is that the Cardinals World Series where they got swept? They got smoked by the Giants too.
Yeah.
Same type of thing. Giants were red hot, but the Tigers should have beat the Giants. The Tigers were a favorite over the Cardinals. But
well, who knows? Maybe we're kind of that darker horse this year.
Well, we're not on people's radar. When you see the talking heads that know everything but really know jack shit.
Yeah, we've kind of fallen off, and
nobody is picking the Tigers to win anything. Everybody's on the Dodgers, the Orioles, the Anaheim Angels.
Let's look at last year, though, and it tells you everything you need to know about pitching. I mean, pitching kept us. We had no hitting last year. Remember in the playoffs? Remember Austin Jackson? How pathetic that was to watch him. Fielder,
it was
how pathetic
painful.
It was, dude. It was like, oh my God.
We had to win a game 1-0.
Yeah, and we kind of were. It was
just
unbelievable pitching. So hopefully that continues, and that really is the recipe. You got to have that pitching, and we've got it on paper at least.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, on paper.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. But Price.
Oh, we've got some on paper over here. I think we have a certain pitcher on paper.
Oh! No! God damn it! No! Stop.
Where's Randy?
He's right there.
Hey, Randy, check that out.
Great. That's got
Just scarred Randy. Nice.
It's got the same effect as like a smelling salt on you, Mike, when you see that thing jerking the head back. Ugh.
Oh,
Show me a tailless squirrel, and I do the same thing.
Hey, congratulations to our Lions.
Yeah.
Not bad. Went into New
Your
York.
Lions did well, yeah.
Yes, my Lions. No, Matt Stafford is the real deal. We
For
both
sure.
agree that he had 2 touchdown passes, he ran one in. He's just tough, man. They anytime you can go on the road in that league and win.
That's what I said. We were driving today, me and one of my sons, before the game. Oh, are the Lions playing? I told him, yeah, they're playing at New York, the Jets. They're not a great team, but it's so tough to win on the road.
Yeah.
And I just thought about it. I'm like, yeah, they probably lose this one. You know,
Mhm.
just because of the Jets are pretty good. I knew Calvin was banged up.
Yep.
So that was a real nice win, man. Puts them at 3-1 instead of 2-2. That's a big difference.
And then the Packers went and smacked Chicago, so
It's
they're
huge.
they're first place in the division. I know it's only 4 weeks in, but it's something.
Yeah, they were 6-3 last year, so
Yeah, and I think they were 4-0, weren't they? Or 4-1.
possibly, yeah.
I thought they started really strong. I know they started really strong. Hey, congratulations to your Spartans.
Man, go Sparty, yeah.
Wow.
It's Wyoming.
I know, but if they're going to get back in the talk of playoff, you gotta beat Wyoming by 50,
Yeah.
and they did, 56-14, I
Right.
think it was. You got to stomp them. You can't do what Michigan's doing, where if you get a win, it's over a total shit team, and
Yeah.
you win 12-10. That doesn't do Michigan State any good. Michigan State's got to come in and stomp these out of conference games,
Yep.
which they've done, and they look strong. They
do,
look
and they
tough.
got a lot of guys playing time, a lot of guys who typically don't, so they're
Mhm.
rounding out the team in that way, so that's good.
See, your boy Stanton was there.
Yeah, I heard that on the radio. I heard
Yeah.
him talking. He was in the booth with George.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Drew here, one of the great Spartans,
Yeah.
going on and on about him.
Speaking of, we kind of glossed over it, but last week, Friday, we had that bridge accident
Oh, yeah,
on the
Southfield.
Southfield, which that guy died,
Yeah.
by the way. How?
Waste hauler, I think he jammed into the cement block in the middle, and that's what brought the whole thing down.
And he didn't have a
No
seatbelt
seatbelt.
on, either.
They
Showed the steering wheel was all bent to shit. The windshield was broken. He was
Really? Because they acted like it was totally non-life-threatening injuries at first. And the truck, it's not like the truck flipped over a bunch of times, which I expected. It was like, oh, his the back thing latch was up too high and it caught the bridge and
Right.
ripped it down. Okay, no big deal. I was shocked when I heard he died.
I think he collided with the concrete
Divider.
supporter,
Yeah.
divider supporter, whatever. But yeah, Stafford, you're getting to this. Stafford
Yeah.
happened to be behind that, just not too far, but far enough to
Be stuck in the
Yeah,
traffic.
get caught in that initial kind of stop, and people saw him walking kind of out of his car,
Yeah, he
walking
was.
around.
It was so funny because he gets where news cameras catch him, which hit the national channels. But there's Stafford in his shorts and his T-shirt. He's walking around. He's on a cell phone. He's calling head of security for the Lions, who came down, swapped cars with him. So this poor bastard had to sit in traffic in Stafford's car for hours, probably. And Stafford just like, okay, celebrity justice. See you later.
Oh man, what
Hopped
a
in
shit
his-
job!
I love it, dude. That's so funny. He's like,
Even as someone to come sit in traffic for him.
yep, it's
God.
hilarious. I don't know why I found that so funny. It was like, yeah, I got a game to plan for, dude. I can't be sitting in traffic. I got to be at practice. I wonder if they would have done that for second string if Orlovsky calls. I'm stuck
Probably
in
not.
traffic. I don't think they send anyone and they go, you're excused.
Right.
By the way, also, Michigan, they lost the Little Brown Jug this weekend.
That's tough.
Yeah, they've won it like 22 out of 23 straight years, and
Man.
they got their asses handed to them by Minnesota. I think Hoke's job is in serious jeopardy. There's a lot of people. I mean, that whole stadium was booing.
I don't think it should be, Mike. I think he should hang around a couple more years.
You like him? Do you? You a big
I
Hoke
liked
fan?
Rich
are
Rod too. I thought he was really good.
you Sparties.
No, you know what? Yeah, how can you defend that? He's got to go. That's
And as a 49er fan, I'll tell you this. Jim Harbaugh is not getting along with upper management with the Niners. I would not be surprised at all to see him gone from the Niners at some point. Mid-season is kind of rare in the NFL, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Michigan season goes the way it looks like it's going to go. I mean, they're probably a 4-win team,
it could be
5-win team, which is pathetic. I could easily see Harbaugh leaving and going.
Well, if
to
not
Michigan.
Jim, John. I've heard talk about John as well from Baltimore.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what that. I don't get that full connection.
I read I think on an article on Deadspin today where they were saying John's probably more likely, and I didn't get to the reason why, but watch for that.
Yeah. Interesting. Back to some other stories. Did you hear about this 5-year-old who tested positive for cocaine?
Please say it's not true. Please say this is a hoax.
Oh no, it's true.
Is this one of those situations, and we've seen them before, where there's like a YouTube video of a dude just handing a cigarette to
a 1-year-old?
Yeah, 1-year-old in diapers, standing there just huffing on a
which we've seen
Winston.
Before. Yeah, no, this is something where you've got a career drug dealer with a pound of coke in the car, sitting right next to the little kid. Like, yeah, imagine this scene. And
what, in a bowl? I mean, what is it? It's just sitting there.
You would think it's in a half-pound bag of
You're
coke.
not suggesting the 5-year-old like reached over and just grabbed some.
I don't know. He was in the back seat, like he's seatbelted in here, and the brick of coke is seatbelted in the little seat next to him.
He's got a little jackknife. He's just snorting off the knife.
Well, the police decided to test the kid because he was sitting so close to the coke. And what do you know?
Wow,
positive
dude.
for coke. 5. Dude, that's younger than your daughter.
That is tragic.
Yeah. So
and that's it. Wow. That can't be just like bloodstream shit where, well, yeah, I mean, you see that at birth with some little kids whose mom will crack it, but that can't be. I mean, he's got to be ingesting it.
Now, could that be that he's just like doing gummers or something, like licking his finger, dipping it in, and giving himself a gummer?
This stuff is awesome.
Yeah, like as if a 5-year-old needs energy. Who would give a 5-year-old coke? Are you kidding me? You can't shut that motor off anyways.
Never get to bed.
Jay's got a used ammonia pellet in his hand. Randy, you want to try one?
No, I don't.
Come on, man.
Randy! God damn it, it's just cat piss. It's like, shut up, you. We've got to go through these. We've got people that have bought these boxes.
We had an ear, nose, and throat, one of the best ear, nose, and throat doctors in the region. Tell us that there's nothing wrong with them, that they can't harm us.
Yeah, so
Woo! Happy Monday, everybody. Let's go.
Woo!
Isn't that what gay men use when they have butt sex?
That's amyl nitrates. That's amyl nitrates. Not ammonia inhalants. That's amyl nitrates.
God damn it, Randy.
Now I'm gonna try it though, just to see.
Anal nitrate?
Amyl. Anal, whatever. Same thing. So this guy, Marco Cuevas, sounds like a real piece of work. 31 and his wife were arrested Friday in California after a months-long investigation. He was arrested after officers witnessed him allegedly selling the coke.
Check out his wife. She's hot. She looks like a Disney villain.
She does. I didn't expect him. You shouldn't be that fat if you're doing blow like that.
Yeah,
you know.
You should look like your wife.
Yeah, strung out. She looks totally strung out. That's interesting. So at his home, they found hundreds of prescription pills, several pounds of marijuana, $75,000 in cash, 16 guns, nearly 3,000 rounds of ammunition. There was also evidence of gun sales in addition to drug sales in the home. Other children living in the home. So they've removed them all, protective custody, the whole works. And he's in jail on $1 million bail. His wife was also arrested, charged with possession for sale of coke, conspiracy to sell coke, and child endangerment. So nice, huh?
Hey, what about Kim Jong-un, our friend over in North Korea?
Our friend?
He's gone missing.
He's been gone for weeks,
No,
Jay.
give him his proper due. Supreme
Being.
Yeah,
Supreme being.
being.
Yeah. The supreme being.
The little guy's been gone for 3 weeks.
Well, he's walking with a limp. I'm sure he's an athlete. He reeks of athlete.
Oh, he does.
Jay.
You just look at him.
You know, he must have rolled an ankle or tweaked a knee out on the field. That's all I can think, right? But yeah, the last videos we have of him show him really kind of hobbling, and he's fat as shit now. But yeah, the speculation is, what is
I
he taking your
speculate-
pad of paper?
Hey! Fuck, it's like ripped to shit.
Don't say anything, Randy. Just let her have it.
They're important business records.
Were. Izzy, get over here. Lay down.
Hold on.
I I think Jay was going to say that Kim Jong-un, perhaps, maybe, there's some speculation that it's health-related or that he's at a fat farm.
He's in a fat farm.
You think so? Would they need to send him to a fat farm? Couldn't they just like do that at home?
I don't know. I didn't really think this through. Just figured he's gone for 3 weeks. Nobody's seen him. He's going to show up and look spectacular.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think he just wants the reveal. I think he wants to experience the reveal.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
What do you think? Really sick? Because the Supreme Being can't get sick, right?
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess gout runs in the family. And the way he's limping around, they're thinking
too much shellfish recently.
Dude, he's like 30.
Yeah. What could be
31.
that wrong?
Yeah, he took over at 28. He's now 31. He's killed a bunch of family members.
Fed them to dogs.
Yep. Nice
Seriously,
guy.
feeds them to dogs.
Yeah, his uncle and a couple, I don't other family members. It's insane.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It's got to be an illness, and he's got to be, trying to keep it under wraps because the Supreme Being, is a Supreme Being. So how could he just be ill?
They had some huge meeting over there the other day, and he missed it. And they showed his timeline through.
He never misses that meeting.
Never. Yeah. None of them. His father's, none of that. That was a big deal. This Parliament type meeting that he missed. But they showed his appearances at meetings from July, August, September, and it was 24 appearances publicly in July, 18 in August, 9 in September, 1.
It's waning. It's waning.
Yeah.
Maybe he's on something.
Maybe. What though? You think rehab or something?
Little oon? I don't know. Maybe he's just. I don't know. God. It's something embarrassing to him, right? Because his whole deal is to, I'm the Supreme Being, so it's something embarrassing. Yeah, he's a fat fucker. Look at that dude.
Yeah. Baby fat there,
he's
but
supple.
Yeah, he is. And those outfits look ridiculous on him. God. Yeah, he's a pig, but
he's ample.
I think that's a good point though, that he's
it's something embarrassing.
But anything would be embarrassing or a sign of weakness.
Right.
Any sort of illness would be a sign of weakness to him. So
whether it's drugs, whether it's he's getting thinner and getting more fit, or whether he's sick with gout or something, he's laying low.
He's laying low. Our best to him.
It's
like GLJ.
It's unfortunate. It's bad timing for him because remember he wanted relevance. He was getting jealous about ISIS and all that, and he was like, me, over here. Remember?
Me.
Remember?
Me. Yeah.
He's pointing at himself, and now he's like, I got to go underground.
Yeah, and it's hard for them to go underground. Any leader. Yeah. I wonder when he's going to pop back up, if at all. You think there's a possibility?
Maybe he's dead.
Maybe he is dead. Seriously, for 3 weeks he hasn't been seen.
Maybe he's getting ready to declare that war that he promised when we released that movie.
Oh.
Remember the movie's coming at Christmas time, right?
Yeah, the Seth Rogen.
Yeah, where they
Franco
basically
movie?
kill him. The plot is that they get an interview with the Supreme Being, and the reporters end up offing him.
Oh, okay.
And said, if you release this movie, that's an act of war.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just stockpiling weapons.
Yeah. That'd be awesome if a movie did that to him.
Bring it on, little Oon. Bring it on.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you see this turd in Arizona that ripped off a package comes in? I guess he worked at a UPS. He was unloading a UPS cargo plane and rips off a package. There's a diamond in it. He traded it for a $20 bag of weed. It's a $160,000 diamond.
God.
What an idiot. Walter Earl Morrison, 20 years old, charged with felony theft after he allegedly stole a package containing the diamond while unloading a UPS cargo plane. 160 grand it's valued at for $20 a week. They did recover the diamond.
I was going to say, how'd this play out? What? They have details on. They went after the dealer. They obviously caught him on camera or something. They knew he stole it.
Yeah.
What'd you do with it? Oh, I traded it for weed. And
Yeah.
they tracked it down and.
That's probably exactly how it played out. Because all they say is a spokesman for UPS said that the diamond was recovered and delivered to its intended customer. I want to know who that customer is.
Seriously,
Who's
just
the guy
shipping
buying
160 and
shipping a $160,000 diamond? I need to know people like that. That's who we need on our team.
But that's the Einstein though, right there.
There he
Timko.
is. Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
he looks about like sort of dude who would do that.
And this is one of those in Phoenix, which means you're in Joe Arpaia's company.
Oh yeah, we talked about him. Yeah,
He's going to be wearing jumpsuits and maybe sleeping in Tent City. And, yeah, Phoenix is Maricopa County. Anytime you hear Maricopa County.
They don't like that shit out there, huh?
No. You got Joe Arpaio involved. Lastly, this monster truck. Did you hear about this in the Netherlands?
Oh, yeah, out of control monster truck.
Monster truck outfitted with the giant, monster trucks. It is going over some cars, and then all of a sudden it goes off the rails into the crowd and wipes out a couple kids, kills them. How does that happen? Over the top row of cars, it was driving over the top of cars, a row of cars. After knocking down a guardrail, drives into a group of onlookers. Let's see here.
Is that the actual event right there, Timko?
Yeah.
Dude, look how close. I mean, they're like in a downtown area.
Yeah.
And this cat's just trying to clobber a few cars, and there's people just behind a rope about 5 feet from these cars.
Yeah, that's not much of a guardrail, is it? I thought it was going to be a bigger guardrail. Because these things all have kill switches on them, these trucks.
Okay.
Like, these drivers should be able to just kill a switch and that car stops to prevent if you're going into the crowd.
Yeah.
Like...
Can't stop momentum, though.
No, you can't. That's physics. Science, Jay. You shouldn't like that.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, that thing going up in the... Is that the actual kill move right there? Like, does he come down and then into the crowd?
I'm not sure, because he's coming this way at us over a row of cars, so maybe it might be. I'm not sure. That's the event, though.
Can we be done with those? I mean, I know this only happens every now and again, but is it enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we get enough enjoyment out of that to maybe risk a couple kids every 10 years? Or? I'd be willing to just kind of shut that down.
There's some people that are not going to be happy you said that. Well, I would have thought they would have shut the circus down many years ago.
I love the circus, man.
Just because if it wasn't for bears and their hips, you wouldn't care about the circus, Jay.
I love monkeys on bikes too. I love bears chasing monkeys.
But see, if you take little Ella, sweet Princess Ella, you take her to the circus and she watches a bear track down a monkey on a bike and eat it, that scars her.
The circle of life, as they said in The Lion King.
Do you think you explain that properly to a kid at that age?
And they get he's playing with it. Oh, look at him. He likes the monkey. All right. Yeah. Look over there. Look at the clown,
So when the elephant decides he doesn't want to stand on his back feet anymore and he just goes, rather
trample a trainer.
And then he just goes walking down the street and it's like, yeah, he's gone. Fuck you. He's done. He's had enough.
Or when the chick's spinning around around on a chandelier by their fucking ponytails. They go flying.
Oh yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
Don't they have a net? You would think they would have a net.
Not the ones we watched 4 months ago. Remember them?
Was that the
whole chandelier thing?
The chandelier, yes. Oh god, that was bad.
There probably is more that goes awry at a circus, but there's more moving parts, I think.
Yeah, it just seems like, given the choice, animals would choose to be about anywhere else than said circus, wearing costumes and doing handstands.
A monkey though, with like a
monkeys
cowboy
excluded.
Exclude the monkeys, please.
Give them the music box, the cowboy hat.
Put them in a little vest and a little cowboy hat. Is there anything
They're
cuter?
showmen. They're showmen. They love it. They love it, Jay. But when you get tigers doing handstands and stuff and bears,
you can tell they're not real happy.
Yeah, they're not digging it. The whole SeaWorld thing with the dolphins and the whales, like all of that shit needs to just stop.
We went to SeaWorld not too long ago, dude, and I'll tell you what, man, that's pretty impressive what they do with those things. But at the same time, you're watching this.
It's jail to them.
It is.
It's jail.
You can't help but think that. You look at it and you go, okay, that's a pretty big pool, but it's still a pool, and there's 5 whales in it.
They're used to swimming thousands of miles a day.
Yeah, like
open waters,
migrating up and down, North America.
Yeah.
And here they are, like, going around and around in a pool.
They've got 1 million gallons in that pool.
You get to splash kids.
Wow.
You get to splash kids at the whistle.
Yeah, unless you want to rope that in and make it literally the coast of America, forget it.
No, it's no surprise those things go insane. It would be like putting us in like jail and then
having shows
in like a cell 10 by 10 and then making us perform for a group of really
doing a dance every 15
strange
minutes.
beings. Yeah.
What do?
And then throwing whoppers at us.
Yeah.
Just throwing shitty fruit over them. Get to feed today.
And it's like, oh, we want to breed you with your sister. Okay.
I guess, since it's just us two, and I'm kind of, I guess I don't have anything better to do. My fin doesn't grow anymore, and it's just kind of lopped over. And
you can't blame them, man.
Yeah. All of a sudden, someone gets eaten, and it's like, well.
It's like Chris Rock when he said, about the tiger that went crazy on the two magicians.
Yeah.
He's like,
Siegfried and Roy.
That tiger didn't go nuts. That tiger went tiger. It's really true.
So true. And then they put them down.
Yeah.
They end up putting those animals down. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? Some elephant breaks free from a circus and you're going to shoot him? What?
The problem is their brain's so scrambled. It's not like you can take them to Africa and like airlift them over there and just leave them. They'd be walking around looking for people to give them peanuts and shit. You know?
That's true.
Other animals would be like, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Get your own peanuts. I ain't doing that for you. Do we have any email?
Got a couple. Give me 1 second here.
Okay. Did Izzy tear up your notes?
Dude, these are literally important business documents.
That was 5 minutes ago. She's now sound asleep behind me.
Hey, we got one thing we want to tell people is send in pictures. We've been asking that a little bit, and people have kind of done it on their own. We've got some really cool ones like the Detroit Cast sticker on the window of a race car. People have done some cool things with our logo, but send them in because what we're going to do is start putting listener pics as our post picture. So if anybody's seen the post on, say, Facebook, you'll see like a little blurb, Friday's episode, everybody, and then there'll be a picture that corresponds.
Yeah.
We're going to start doing listener pictures. So get out there with our logo, do something creative, do anything you want.
And we'll just start throwing them up in the post. Like the people that went to Bonnaroo with the beach ball and all of them. You guys know what they are. The kid that got the birthday suit or birthday shirt on, and
How about this one? Jordan writes in. Jordan's our pilot friend. He's a good go-to guy with flying questions. And by the way, he was the one who told us, things calm down in the fall. The travelers in the summer, they're new travelers. They're not used to the stuff. And so you won't see this craziness of having to land planes in the fall so much.
Yeah.
He wrote in and said, I lied, Jay. He provided a link to the guy masturbating on the airplane, and it was forced to land. So
really? For masturbating? I'd be pissed. Dude, let the guy beat off into his chair. Who cares? Just get me there. I don't want to fucking refly again because this guy can't keep his dick in his pants. Are you serious?
I kind of agree with that. But this guy was like screaming shit and trying to open the exit door. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different. Did you see the plane that took off, flew a couple hours and was supposed to land, and some asshole had shut off they were going to do some repairs to the runway, and someone had killed the power too soon. So this midnight flight is coming in, and there's no runway, there's no lights, nothing. So they had to abort land. They're coming in for landing, and there's nothing on. It's all shut off, pitch black. So they turn around and go back to their original destination.
Oh, come on, man.
After flying all the way there, you're on approach, final approach, and you realize we can't land. So you go back. You're telling me you can't find a smaller airport somewhere closer?
You're telling me you can't put a car at the end of the runway and turn its lights on? You know what I mean?
Turn its headlights
just
on?
Aim before that.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to stop before you get to this car. If you hit the car, that's okay. No one will be in it.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Just leave it running.
Yeah.
God,
Perfect.
The inconvenience for these people.
Oh, I'd be killing someone. I'd be so pissed. So what is this?
So Jordan writes in, distinguished gentleman and Eric, over the past 186 episode, I've noticed something in Mike's vernacular that is so completely awesome. I've begun to use it too. It's the condescending, quote, my man, end quote.
That I say?
Yeah. For example, when talking about ISIS and Ali G, sorry, my man, boom.
Oh,
or when Eric has to take one for the team, sorry, my man, vanilla shake. So I've begun using it as well. It is an extremely effective phrase to use in everyday life.
I like it.
Sorry, my man, gotta go. Goodbye, Jordan. B-U-I.
There you go, Jordan. B-U-I is my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely use it. It is a good one. It's sort of like the very proud of you that we went through many years ago. you said all the time, very proud of you.
I got a D on my test. Very proud of you.
Proud of you. It really corresponds with any sort of proclamation.
Yes. Any declaration, proclamation at all.
I did this. Very proud of you.
I got a haircut today.
Very proud of you. Here's a good one about a Kickstarter suggestion. I hadn't thought of this one. How about listener gets to create their own drop for the show?
I like that idea.
Yeah.
For how much? Do we do that for like $1 million or for like $10?
$1 million.
$1 million. You get to come in and go, what do you do?
No, how about like $50? They can call it in or something, or we can call them and record it, and then we can play the shit out of it for a week or something.
That's hilarious.
You know, that'd be like our go-to drop.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, and make up whatever the hell you want.
So they could say
porn, but
Star Trek.
It's okay to admit you want this shit.
Just draws like that.
Yeah. This is so written by a chick. It could be anything.
That could save my life.
By the way, Star Trek porn, we had an email, and I don't remember who it was, but it was from a chick a couple weeks ago who was like, oh, yeah, I've got Star Trek porn.
Really?
And she took a picture of the box and everything. She's like, whatever, you get off to it, you know?
The chick said this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I forget who it was. We'll have to dig that up.
Vivid Entertainment porn group does... I think it's Vivid. I'm almost positive it's Vivid.
Like
They've been doing
stuff.
the parody ones forever. Like they did the O.J. Simpson one. They do Saved by the Bell, and they did
Really?
all these characters that look like Saved by the Bell. They did Friends, and they'd send them all to us. We had all of them. And I don't know where they are now, but they're hilarious to look at because it's like Costanza comes walking in, it's banging Elaine, and they kind of look like them. They're spitting out catchphrases from Seinfeld. It's really weird and creepy, but still totally hardcore XXX porn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, another Kickstarter idea. You know, we've had a couple people about the producer for a day. I think we need to do that.
Okay.
I think we need to put up a reward producer for the day, and that
Where they give
means
us the topics?
they give us a topic for like a third of the show or something, like a segment, and
or the whole show.
We have to talk about it.
That's
Whatever.
okay. That'd be cool. Yeah. Well, I don't know what we charge for that. Or
Yeah, and I
what
don't
we
know.
try to get. but-
I don't think we do a whole show. I think we do part of it just for other, because somebody could really put us in a box, and
That's okay.
yeah, but the whole. I don't think everybody wants to hear us talk in a box for the whole show.
Carpet is topic 1.
Yeah.
Marbles is topic 2.
Exactly.
That glass is topic 3, and we're just going,
Right.
oh shit.
I don't think everybody else wants to hear that.
Yeah.
I think the person who paid might get off on it, but so we'll look at that, and please do support the Kickstarter. What do we got?
That's the chick.
Yeah. Okay.
Tracy? Is it Jackie?
Jackie writes in, I have to defend Erickson here. I have an actual Star Trek porn in my little collection. It's not the best, bought it jokingly, but it's porn. Who the fuck cares? It's porn.
True.
If you have a chick willing to watch it, does the subject really matter?
No.
I bought my sister Buffy the Vampire Layer as a joke. I know that bitch watched it. If a chick is turned on, use it.
Agreed. Totally agreed. Big Black Mama I wouldn't recommend, but Star Trek Vulcan porn? Sure.
Yeah. The Man-Eater.
That's funny.
XXX.
Bye,
Trek.
Jackie.
The Man-Eater.
Speaking of Kickstarter, that's why Randy's here today. We're gonna put up a new video finally for our, what do we got, 10 days left? 11? So we're gonna do a new push here, and Randy's gonna help us try to not look like a bunch of Bernsteins again. Think you can make that happen, Randy?
That's right, Mike.
We should not say that again either. But why don't we kill it there so we don't ruin his whole night?
You gotta watch the Bernsteins have good lawyers.
Yeah, so do I. Unless there's any more email.
Here's one we'll mention real quick. Jeff
Okay.
Benson just wrote in. Here's a selfie of me representing the Detroit Cast at Fernhill Golf Course.
Nice.
No, Mike and Jay, I didn't buy an ISIS golf shirt. The guys at work got a kick that I had the link and some were afraid to open it. I don't blame him, man.
I would be too.
Seriously. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
the one who asked for the link. But check him out, man, with the hat and the shirt. That's badass. That looks good, Jeff. That's a sweet golf outfit. Look at that shit.
Looks like Tiger Woods.
I know.
A handsome
The
devil.
cigarette hanging out of his
I
mouth.
love
right
it. Good boy.
now. All right.
That is representing. I love it. All right. Well, why don't we? I wanted to do the guy that was jacking off 100 times story, but we'll wait till Erickson's back. We'll save it for Erickson.
Yeah,
How
he'll
about
be able to relate a little bit to that. So
Mhm. We'll explain. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it floating around, but we'll try to give our 2 cents on it maybe tomorrow. But why don't we wrap it there? And as Jay said, the Kickstarter's still going. Not to bore you guys with it, but there are some new rewards, and there will be a new video. How long do you think that'll take to get up, Randy? Tomorrow night? Really? Okay. So hopefully tomorrow night, unless
Be up
Jay and I
Monday night.
absolutely butcher it today, it'll be up tomorrow night. So on the show tomorrow, we should
Monday
be able
night.
to. Yeah,
it'll be up today.
it'll be up today.
Today night.
Yeah, tonight. It'll be up tonight at some point. I can't even do my own show anymore. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for checking out the show and hanging with us for a Monday edition of the Detroit Cast. We'll see you tomorrow for an all-new Tuesday edition of the show.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch